Greetings to all. Today, we will talk about the 5 habits you must quit to escape poverty. To escape your current financial situation, you must quit 5 habits. And when I say quit, I genuinely mean it. To be independent and financially free, you must kick these unhealthy behaviors out of your life. As you can see, I said habits rather than simply 1 or 2. The reason is that you will still be in your current financial state if you only try to break 1 or 2 negative behaviors and keep the rest. The behaviors I'm going to discuss are: some behaviors could put you in danger. You see, poverty is a state of complete material destitution. The necessities of life are out of reach for those who live in poverty. They survive on leftovers and are most likely to spiral into debt. Of course, not all people are poor by birth. However, some behaviors can push one in that direction, and I'll share with you 5 habits you need to give up in this video if you want to escape poverty. 1. Overspending. Another poor habit that can prevent you from achieving your goals is overspending. This is one of the habits you need to break if you tend to spend money on unnecessary items and lack discipline when it comes to conserving money. Spending more than you have to or can afford is overspending. One of the most common practices that push people into poverty is this. Many people overspend to impress someone or a group of people, such as their old college friends or a new girlfriend they recently met. They may go overboard simply because they lack restraint and have a propensity to acquire anything they find attractive. You don't have to spend much money at the bar, the newest technology, or even a new car, especially if your current vehicle is in good condition. However, tragically, many people adopt the mentality of "I deserve it," which encourages them to spend money on several items they might do without. Most of the time, they experience this feeling because they lack certain things and require these rewards to improve their lives, even if only temporarily. They might not like their job or be in a bad relationship. Spending is a frequent short-term treatment, but it never serves as a long-term fix. And accumulated debts are a typical result of actual expenditures. Living beyond your means becomes a habit you will inevitably want to continue. You'll end up using more credit than you should because of this. Spending too much prevents you from saving, which can hinder your financial development. If you don't set aside a portion of your income, you won't have any funds for long-term or short-term investments. How can one advance financially if one does not make investments in the future? Furthermore, acquiring one would be nearly impossible if you don't save for a home. This implies that you will still be required to make rent payments even after retiring or reaching old age. Spending too much would make it difficult to pay the rent when it is due. Consider that for a moment. You are on the verge of going broke and living on the streets if you have no savings, no place to call home, and unpaid rent. So, living within your means and making safer investments in growth is the prudent course. Budgeting is a tried and true method for assisting you in living within your means. Set a budget for the amount of money you will spend before you go out with friends or when planning your day. I am aware of how terrifying it is to be perceived as stingy. Well, it's better to be perceived as frugal and wealthy than extravagant and poor. Using your money properly now can help you escape poverty. 2. Procrastination. One of the worst habits in the world, particularly when it comes to money, is procrastination. You cannot escape your current financial predicament unless you kick this harmful habit. If you procrastinate and have trouble achieving your goals, one of the fastest ways to poverty is procrastination. You must put your plans into action if you want to be wealthy. It would help if you exerted both mental and physical effort. Contrarily, procrastination prevents you from acting, and when you don't work, you don't achieve. A tendency to put off making those life-altering decisions will draw you into poverty as well as away from riches. The only individuals who succeed in this life are those who act when action is necessary. Even if you are the world's most talented graphic designer, you will be staring down the poverty line if you do not invest the time and effort required to build your brand or grow your business. One of the most significant risks of procrastinating is missing out on fantastic possibilities. Some opportunities are hard to come by, and if you miss them when they do, you could lose a lot of money. Procrastination has several psychological effects and the potential to miss out on life-changing chances. You will be more motivated to stop procrastinating if you know these indications. First, it can lead when you put off tasks. You'll have to deal with the stress of juggling them with other people's needs. As you become more stressed about your duties, this could cause various mental health problems. The second is exhaustion. If you keep putting off tasks, you'll have a lot of unfinished work to catch up on, probably giving up a lot of sleep. Fatigue would result from this, and fatigue will decrease your productivity immediately. And in the future, low self-esteem is the final emotional cost of being a procrastinator. Procrastinating will make you an underperformer, making you feel like a loser when you find that you are producing poorly. Even though you might be able to ignore this sense of poor worth, it is risky for your drive for financial independence. Why, may you wonder? Because if you don't feel good about yourself, you won't be inspired to take action to escape poverty. You might not even be able to get out of bed in the morning because of the fear of failing once more. 3. Borrowing more than necessary. Another terrible habit you need to kick is borrowing more money than you need. This behavior must change if you struggle to make ends meet, and frequently borrow money from friends or family. This is a byproduct of excessive spending and ongoing debt, ensuring you stay in poverty. The next best thing for someone who overspends when they need to maintain a specific lifestyle, but is out of money, is to take on more credit. And when you need to offset several debts, it implies that all income must go toward paying off the debt. Yet, according to data, low-income American households spend more than half of their income on debt repayment. More research has shown that debt impacts a person's capacity to make long-term financial decisions. For example, consider the total interest you would have to pay on all loans. Given all the interest you would have to pay, it would amount to a respectable quantity of money that could have been invested in something more concrete. Your credit score will also be low if you have a lot of debt. Rarely will a lender or investor give you money knowing that you have overdue bills. You wouldn't have access to money for your business endeavors or, in more desperate circumstances, to help you escape poverty if your loan requests were rejected or there was a lack of investor interest. 4. Seeking instant gratification. Another harmful habit you must eliminate is the desire for rapid fulfillment. When someone wants a reward or fulfillment right away, they pursue instant gratification. It indicates that they want it now rather than later. This behavior is believed to prevent people from pursuing long-term opportunities. In case you didn't know, people become wealthy due to long-term potential, while short-term prospects prevent you from leaving your existing financial situation. People with this habit make up excuses for why they shouldn't engage in activities that will improve their finances over time. They don't want to deal with the sacrifices, immediate discomfort. Instant pleasure is a type of self-destructive behavior. It may also be related to procrastination, in which you prioritize immediate gratification above long-term achievement. One becomes more prone to rage, addictions, envy, and rash decisions when one falls into this trap. In addition, stress, anxiety, and a sense of being overpowered will follow this. People with this tendency typically lack self-control and emotional regulation skills. This habit has severe repercussions. You continue to be sad, which results in bad choices and careless planning. But most frequently, a poorly planned life results in poverty. My recommendation to folks who struggle with the need for immediate satisfaction is to begin practicing delayed gratification. Instant pleasure is the antithesis of delayed gratification. Here, one forgoes short-term pleasures to accomplish goals and get long-term benefits. This typically involves some pain or discomfort, but it's just momentary. The benefits of delayed gratification practices are numerous. Some of these are strong willpower, better self-control, concentration, planning skills, money management abilities, and a better appreciation of the importance of patience. To start, you must decide what you want to get out of life. Unfortunately, when unsure about what you want out of life, it is easy to become distracted by everyday temptations. It will be easier to make better plans and avoid the lure of instant gratification and pleasure if you know exactly where you want to be. It would be best to start by doing this to break your instant satisfaction tendency. The next step is to recognize potential temptations. The following action along the way is to take this. There will be numerous temptations that you must resist. Breaking the urge for immediacy requires understanding these temptations and how they will influence your long-term objectives. Next, surround yourself with people who will help you achieve your long-term goals. Everyone is aware of how influential a person's social circle can be. Build a robust support system of people who see the value of making short-term sacrifices to achieve long-term success. If you have a group of pals who similarly seek instant satisfaction. Finally, devise a system of rewards for yourself. For example, you can motivate yourself with a modest incentive when you commit to a long-term game plan and start to meet the goals you've set for yourself. Never equate a reward with immediate fulfillment. They are not interchangeable. A planned trip only materializes after you accomplish a specific short-term objective. For instance, if your goal is to save $200 every week, you will have succeeded in saving $1,000 after 4 weeks. Rewarding yourself with a $4 latte from Jamba Juice is an option. And suppose you want to know the exact steps I took and the ones my students are taking to accomplish the same thing. 5. Focusing on many ventures. You must eliminate another terrible habit of focusing on too many projects. If you have trouble focusing on one item at a time, one of your behaviors needs to change. Being a master of all trades is a habit that many people have. This has the drawback that you will hardly be able to master any of them. A skill does not become second nature overnight. It requires effort, dedication, and guidance from people who have already made a name for themselves in that industry. Trying to learn too many abilities is a bad habit that will put your finances in danger. This is because you'll use your little money to fund numerous projects. You could even be tempted to take out several loans to pay for each. Like plants, businesses require regular watering and pruning to produce fruit. Focusing your time on being an expert on only one topic will increase your professionalism and help you succeed. The risk of trying your hand at several things and failing is that you may rack up a lot of debt and end up feeling frustrated. This video has come to an end. Please look out for my following videos and have a fabulous day. Cheers, all.